Hi, welcome to another edition. Today we're going to be talking about oven canning wet items, meaning quick breads, cakes, whatever. An important part of gleaning is preserving what you get. Oven canning quick breads and cakes can be a very useful resource. Say you have Great Aunt Sally Mae, makes wonderful pound cake. She's getting up in years. She's not going to be able to make them for much longer. Have her make up a bunch like this, and then you can enjoy them for years afterwards when she's no longer able to make them anymore. So to get started, we're going to show you how to make banana bread this way. Now, I let my bananas get, to some people, disgustingly black. And the reason for that is, for one, they're much easier to squash. But the main reason actually is because the sugar content and the flavor is much more intense at this stage of the banana. If you're making banana bread when they're still very yellow and don't even have one single brown spot on them, it's not going to have a whole lot of flavor, in my opinion. And I've had ladies that have used my recipe but it doesn't taste like yours. And this is why, is because they're not letting the banana get to a very flavorful stage. So anyway, peel all these guys. And they're actually pretty easy to do. Another thing you can do if you just cannot tolerate them getting that brown is you could just peel them, let them get a little brown at least. Peel them and put them in a bag and freeze them for a while, and then let them thaw out. And then when they thaw out, they'll be all mushy and it'll help. So I'm going to make a double batch because with 4 bananas, that's enough to make a double batch. So here's our banana right off the bat in there. Let me get that out of the way. And next we're going to need 2/3 of a cup of water. And of course I forgot to grab the eggs. Which will need 4 eggs since it's a double batch. At the end of the video, we'll have the recipe for a single batch. Now this recipe is just out of a Betty Crocker cookbook. This is the best one that I've found for banana bread. Very, very tasty. And then we add a secret ingredient. Not really a secret too much anymore. I see a lot of people are starting to do it now. I've shared it so much. And I'm sure other people have too. Okay, let's mix this up a bit. Okay, that's got all of our wet ingredients in there. Our banana, our water, and our eggs. Now, we shall put in our sugar. 2 cups of sugar. And I don't sit there and get all measure precisely and stuff. I mean, my goodness. This isn't rocket science, just kind of do what you do. Let's see, 1 2/3 cups of all-purpose flour. I like to use wheat because I don't like the bleachiness of the other. So 1 2/3, and 1 2/3 is what? 3 1/3?
No.
Huh?
2 2/3. 1 1/3 and 1 1/3.
1 2/3
Oh, 1 and
is 3 1/3.
3 1/2. Oh yeah.
Mr. Math Boy. 2, 3, and I'm also not one of those people who sifts and all that silliness. I mean, if it makes you happy, go for it. That. Now we need for some reason my teaspoon is missing off of here. Oh well, that's okay. We need a half a teaspoon of the baking powder. And we're going to need 2 teaspoons of baking soda. So that's going to be 4 of these, since I can only have a little half one here. 2, 3, 4. Oh, you know what we forgot to add? Butter. We need 1/3 of a cup of butter. So here's our 2/3. So I've got my little sticks here. That's what we forgot to add. I knew we forgot something. We had these out all night, softening up a bit. A little bit more. Oops, might be too much. Yep, there we go. Alrighty, let's mix this up a bit. Okay. Is this, I can't remember how these come out. Oh well, it doesn't really matter. Okay, now for our little fun thing. I've been making banana bread this way for, oh goodness, a good 30 years. Is about a half a bag of chocolate chips. is usually pretty good. I mean, if you really want it chocolatey, you could add more if you want. That's fine. Okay, then we've got our oven set at 350. Now we're going to do the oven canning part. As you can see, I've got wide mouth jelly jars on here and the lids. These have all been cleaned. Now we do have to use a little tiny bit of this leftover butter, and I'm going to put a little bit in here for greasing it. Doesn't have to be much. And technically you probably really don't have to do this. I just put a little bit in there to help a little tiny bit. Okay, and now, actually, let me get my little thingy that we use, our funnel for canning, and I put in, a little bit more than half. I'm going to do a couple of different levels just to show you what happens at different levels. That one we're going to do a little less than half. Whoops, that was a big old mess. This one we're going to do quite a bit on. And that one we're going to do about the right amount in. Okay. So, we keep them separated a bit, and now we're going to put them in the oven to bake, and I'm going to try about 20 minutes and see what they're looking like at 20 minutes, and then we'll be back.
Yeah.
Okay, here they are coming out of the oven. And I've got some more ready here in little things that I'm going to put in. I don't do all of them in jars. We only usually do a few to put aside. Okay, now let me show you what happens.
Timer?
Oh yes, timer, thank you. Now these actually were in for 30 minutes.
Actually, I would just start from the beginning.
And then I did the toothpick in them, and they are...
Hold on. Just start from the beginning. 30 minutes or...
Okay. They were in for 30 minutes. And, I don't know, can you... Is this a close-up so you can see? This one is popped up just above the rim, and that is okay. Darn it, I'm gonna find a way to do these better. It's not too bad, but it is a little bit hot. Ow. So as long as it's slightly above the rim, it's okay. Then you put the lids on them, and obviously these are just right in there, which is good. And, but see what happens when you overfill it? You get that kind of a mess. So that's why only half to maybe 2/3 full. This one will wait till it cools down and we'll have to eat it fresh. Now the reason you use the wide mouth jelly jars, or if you have a wide mouth pint jar, it'll work. Even the white mouth quart jars will work, as long as it's a wide mouth, so that when you're ready to use it, you can just take a knife and go down around and pop it out. And yes, it'll be in a circular thing, but that's okay, it'll still taste good. Now these will start to seal. I don't know if they'll pop while I'm talking or not. We have actually used this method, and this is a great method for, do you have anybody in the military, overseas, somebody across the country, whatever, birthday time, anniversary time, Christmas time, bake their favorite birthday cake in the jar, put it in, seal it, and you can send it to them, and they'll still get birthday cake. If you want, you can even send them a little bit of frosting in another jar or something so they can frost their cake. We have done this with some of our family members that have been overseas, and they just love it because they're getting home-baked goods from home. They still got their birthday cake, still nice and spongy and beautiful. Oh, there went one. I don't know if you heard that one. So that one just sealed. These are literally good for years afterwards. I try to do them every so often when I make banana bread, and then I always write the date on the top. And when I used to give classes in this, I would open one up that was at least 6 months old and slice it up and pass pieces out to everybody, and they could not believe that it was 6 months old. They thought I had baked them the day before. So, like I said, these will last for years. Come back and watch another video that we'll do later on oven canning dry foods so that they will also last for years. This is great for emergencies like hurricanes, whatever, bad weather, power outages, and it will keep your food fresh, bug-free, and safe from water for years.